Vegetable police is no longer carnivore. Shocking. Don't worry, guys. Still a clown. So let me get this straight. Hey, how's everybody doing? Don't let me forget to greet you all. But seriously, let me get this straight. A man who is notoriously allergic to dairy does hardly anything but drink dairy for 2 weeks. His butthole starts bleeding, and because of that, he quits the carnivore diet. Brilliant. Oh. I mean, come on. It is a comedy channel, no? Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't this man a few months ago, not even that long, saying how now that he's on the carnivore diet and he reintroduces this or that plant, no matter what the plant is, he has issues with that plant? Didn't he just say that not that long ago? And now he's going vegan again. Okay. Wait. And do correct me if once again I am wrong, but didn't Vegetable Police say not that long ago that everything was great on a carnivore diet except skin issues? And now in his latest video he's saying his skin was perfect on the carnivore diet? If you tell the truth, you don't have to remember anything. Come on, guys. We all know what's up. I mean, what would Vegetable Police make videos about if he were to suddenly run out of health problems? Diet-related health problems. I mean, he might have to make another channel to talk about camera equipment or something along those lines. But as far as Vegetable Police, the channel known as Vegetable Police, well, that will go by the wayside. But it is what it is with these, unfortunately, influencers. I guess they have to keep reinventing themselves. It's like what's been happening with TV series in the last decade or two. I think Lost was a great example of this, and more recently Game of Thrones became another. I don't watch much TV, so let me know if there are others like that. But basically, a TV show will come out and it'll be really good and it'll garner a lot of attention. It'll get tons of hype. People will be into it. They'll start watching it religiously. It's going to make a lot of money for the people involved in the show. And because initially they only had 3 seasons drafted out, scheduled, outlined, now that they're raking in the dough, well, they gotta add another season and another one and so on and so forth. And then the plot gets so convoluted and confusing, it stops making sense, and it's just one big quagmire that eventually is going to need a quick resolution because all the actors are getting too old and you just gotta stop the nonsense. So you try to resolve 6 or 7 seasons of problems and a shortened 8th season or something along those lines, right? The whole damn thing flops. Now, I don't know which season Vegetable Police is in, and because there is a sucker born every day, that really largely depends on you and when you tuned into it. But for me, even though I just tuned in last season, I'm already done with the series. You know what I'm saying? It's just boring, predictable, and it stopped making sense. And I gotta give some of you vegans credit because you called it a long time ago, because when I was just starting to watch the show, some of you had already been doing that for, sounds like a decade. Suckers. But you called it. I gotta give you credit. You said it yourself. The show doesn't make any sense. This is just show for the sake of show, right? It's all for show. It's just entertainment. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of over it. And the jokes, they're kind of repetitive too. It's all the same stuff. 1, 2 seasons, and the humor just kind of wears off. But I find it interesting how some people in the carnisphere, if you want to call it that, are in damage control, telling Vegetable Police not to blame the dairy. Come on, guys, let it go, okay? Just because dairy is all that you consume, that doesn't mean that everybody can tolerate it, okay? For whatever reason, some people just can't tolerate it. And don't get me wrong, I do get the point about him drinking pasteurized kefir. I mean, come on, man. It's a joke. I understand the difference between A1, A2, all of that, all right? Still, whatever the reason may be, some people just can't handle dairy. Which boggles the mind why someone who knows that they can't would drink dairy for 2 weeks. Unless they're trying to sabotage their current dietary path because, well, the video views have dropped and it's time to reinvent oneself and embark upon a new season of the same bullshit on top of bullshit, basically. I mean, come on, how is your skin perfect and terrible on the same diet at the same time? How? I mean, seriously, what possesses you while on the carnivore diet, while anytime you reintroduce any sort of plant food, you have issues? What convinces you in that situation to go vegan? Or primarily plant-based, because he's not going to be vegan very long, guys, come on. But how do you go from not being able to tolerate any plants to eating just about nothing but plants? Why is that a good idea? Well, I mean, I guess you're setting yourself up for yet another dietary lifestyle reinvention. Vegetable Police is a clown, alright? I took a quick look at Vegetable Police's blood test video. Interesting stuff, not really. Remarkably unexciting results if you ask me, except for a couple of things. Apparently his fasting blood glucose was 95.4. Very much where mine was on the carnivore diet. And obviously those who oppose this dietary approach had a field day with that one. Not really understanding what it is that they're talking about, what that really means. And even though this blood glucose level is very much in the normal range, obviously to them that means he's diabetic and is going to die soon. I don't feel like delving too deep into that, but if you disagree with what I just said, please tell me why adaptive glucose sparing theory is incorrect. Let me know. That would be great. Even though you shouldn't really be taking the guy too seriously, Casey did make a big deal out of his creatinine levels. And even though the test says they're very much in the normal range, he freaked out and took that as a sign of his kidneys failing. I mean, I'm not going to waste time arguing with the hypochondriac. Likewise, his A1C of 5.5 was in the normal range, even though kind of close to 6 or the cutoff point for pre-diabetics. But again, adaptive glucose sparing. Do let me know why you think that your body making a certain amount of glucose from the protein that you ingest is bad for you. Obviously, in the case of someone with no history of diabetes. Explain to me, please, why gluconeogenesis, a demand-driven process, explain to me why your body is wrong to make and maintain a normal blood glucose level without huge spikes or drops. In other words, explain to me why your otherwise healthy body, at least insofar as diabetes is concerned, is making toxic levels of sugar from the protein that you ingest and putting that in your bloodstream. Please explain to me why your body is suicidal in this instance. I would love to hear these theories, or read them. Casey's lipid panel, in my opinion, looked great, but, he made a big deal out of it, if only for comedic value. Nothing to see there, in my opinion. I mean, if anything, his HDL levels went from a little bit close to what's considered very atherogenic, I'm talking about heart disease now, on the vegan diet, to what's considered very, very, very good levels of HDL in your blood. His triglycerides were also cut in half roughly, going from vegan to carnivore, which obviously in combination with HDL gave him a far more favorable HDL triglyceride ratio insofar as heart disease is concerned. Thus, his lipid panel was excellent, in my opinion. His vitamin D was low, very much like on the vegan diet. I mean, I don't follow every single one of his videos, but I don't recall him ever eating any fish, so go figure. And he says he tends to stay out of the sun, especially now that he's in cold-ass Canada, so there you go. His inflammation levels were definitely interesting. On what's generally considered low inflammation, high fat vegan diet, his inflammation level was, his CRP, was 7.38, which is considerably high. A little scary, I would say. But on his carnivore diet with ketchup, and after 2 weeks of drinking kefir, shit he shouldn't be drinking because it makes his poo hurt, as he says, his inflammation marker was still lower than on the low inflammatory, high fat vegan diet. Oh, you're such a shill, Casey. I mean, come on, man. You know you can't be drinking dairy, and yet there you are drinking it because Montreal healthy girl, whatever the hell that chick's name is, tell me that girl looks healthy. Tell me she looks her age. Come on, man. There's too many clowns out here taking too much advice from other fucking clowns. It is what it is. But this guy, everything is going great on a carnivore diet. Allegedly. Okay, he does report having low energy right after he eats his carnivore diet with ketchup. But, you know, maybe that's the ketchup, which is little more than sugar. Maybe that has something to do with your blood sugar levels being where they are also. Could be. And obviously the fact that your body is no longer used to metabolizing mass amounts of sugar, or any for that matter, from the diet. So when you hit it with some, maybe it freaks out a little bit. Your insulin goes up high and you feel tired after you eat your carnivore diet with ketchup. I don't know. But everything seems to be going great. So you gotta sabotage it, right? Knowing damn well that you are allergic to dairy. Screw it. Let's drink dairy for 2 weeks, then take my blood test, and there's my way out of this boring carnivore diet because I really just want some sugar, goddammit. And it never hurts to reinvent yourself, because that is what brings in the views. That's alright. No problem with that. I really don't think there's much we could learn from Casey's case study because, well, it isn't exactly that. And another thing, something I've mentioned in the past, we really don't know what this guy is into besides diet, right? His diet seems to be predominantly the thing that leads to good health, right? I mean, yes, I know he purportedly exercises and this and that, so on and so forth, but I mean, I don't work out, but still seem to have twice the muscle mass of someone like Casey, who, you know, is a monkey strength expert, supposedly. It is what it is, man. The kid is a fraud, okay? I gotta give it to you, vegans. You were right. For once, you were right. Those of you who said the man's a fraud. Anyway, I'm kind of bored with Casey. Kind of bored with this video. So, good luck to you, my man. All the best on your health journey. Hopefully one day you could get that piece of barbed wire removed from your stomach. It might help with the inflammation. I'm not sure. Hopefully you could finally prove to your viewers that you are not insane and you won't make the same mistake thrice. Hopefully one day you find truth and the real world interesting enough to where you could amuse your fans with reality and what's true rather than just bullshitting your way through life. Hopefully. Either way, I couldn't care less because I probably won't be paying much attention. Hopefully you realize that sitting on your computer all day every day making these YouTube videos, that's not exactly conducive of good health. Not getting enough sleep in part due to that and your living situation, that also probably has a lot to do with why you ain't perfect. And whatever the hell it is that you're doing that's making your teeth crackhead yellow, well, maybe you could share with us one day or hopefully stop doing that. But what the hell do I know about health or anything of that matter? I'm just a nobody talking shit, right? Casey's an influencer, so there's that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good day.